anyone hear me?
Yes, please, we
Can
can hear
anyone
you.
hear me? My name is Gift Nakijoba. I'm at Gayaza High School. Today we'll be learning about cybersecurity. So by the end of the lesson, we should be able to understand what cybersecurity is, learn the basics of being safe online, and know the potential impact of cybersecurity. So, what is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is the ongoing effort to protect individuals, organizations, and governments from digital attacks by protecting network systems and data from unauthorized use or harm. Cybersecurity aims to reduce the aims of like cyber attacks and protect against the unauthorized exploitation of systems, networks, and technology. It helps us like keep our information safe so that people who could use it to harm you like don't get access to it. And then cyber security, like you can keep it on like so many levels. So on the first level, the personal level, you need to safeguard your identity, your data, and your computing devices. For example, like some of us have smartphones, and sometimes when you need to open an account, they will need you to fill in some information, and some of it is like personal, and some of us don't know what to do because someone can, and we need help with that because when you fill in personal information, someone can just come and hack you, and yeah, they take something of yours. Then on a community level, like at family or community, it is everyone's responsibility to protect the family's reputation, data, and neighbors. Like for instance, some of us, like let's say your parents are like have like in high positions in that country. I don't think they would want you to go around like giving your address to everyone, because a wrong person may get the account, and then like someone in your family is kidnapped and you won't know the reason, but it was because of you gave out your account. Your address. And then as more digital information is being gathered and shared, its protection becomes even more vital at the government level, where national security, economic stability, and the safety and well-being of citizens are at stake. The government tries, because the more you share information, I think it's very hard for the government to like keep up. So the less personal information you share, it will be actually like I think easier for to keep you safe from other people. And then so how can we protect our data from like these people? But first of all, what is personal data? Personal data is any information that can be used to identify you, and it can exist both offline and online. Can anyone hear me? Hearing now. I hear now. Can anyone hear? Is everyone hearing? So like offline identity. Your offline identity, like it's a person that you are like at home, at school, or even at work. As a result, like so many people around you get to know the details about your person. You can know your name, your age, your date of birth, and even like your we shouldn't overlook the importance of securing your offline identity. Even though you think someone may not, even though someone knows my name, what will you do? Yes, you shouldn't just give out your names to everyone, because thieves can easily steal your data, and then they can pause, and then like they can ruin your life, like right when you don't even know. So off on about online identity, your online identity, like it's not just the name that you, let's say you filled in, let's say on your Instagram, when they ask you like for your username, it's it's who you are and how you present yourself to others online. It, as I said, it may include your username or allies you use for your online account, as well as the social identity you establish and portray on online communities and websites, including Zoom. Like now, when you joined in, of course, they asked you to write a name, but some of us just put anything. Some of us just put our real names without actually knowing which people are going to be in this Zoom. You should have that information, like how you can protect yourself, but actually be able to participate. You should take care to limit the amount of personal information you reveal through your online identity. And many people have a tendency of thinking that maybe if they don't have media or online account set up, then they don't have an online identity. But that's not true. Just because you don't have a phone where you filled in like something, or you've never used a gadget and you had to fill in your personal information, it doesn't mean that you don't have an online identity. Because you use the web. If you use the web, you have an online identity, and someone can use it to like access you, to get to you. So let's imagine this. Let's say it's your first day in an online camp, and it's time to choose a username for your online identity. Like, what would you choose? What would you choose? I think there is a poll that you can fill. Well, I now think at least everyone has got a chance to like fill the poll, and maybe I think, okay, I don't know, but I think most of you might have been wrong, because if you put something like, you don't have to put something that gives out, oh sorry, let me first wait a little longer. Has everyone got a name? It's important not to reveal any personal information. You don't have to reveal any personal information. You have to avoid that. Like, it's very important. And other tips that you can use. Um, well, I can see that most of you chose the first answer and the third. Cassandra and K. Sandra 8. But okay. And most of you got like the wrong, you put the wrong answer. Like when you're choosing your username, it's important don't reveal any personal information. That's one of the main key points. You're not supposed to reveal any important personal information. Other tips maybe that you could use is you don't use your full name or parts of your. I think you can write this somewhere because it's very helpful, or you can maybe even screenshot. You don't use your full name or parts of your address or phone number because someone may easily crack the code. Like you use your phone number or your address and they can just put it together, and then the next thing they know where you live or they know your name, someone you don't even know. Don't use your email name because someone could just track you down. Don't use the same username and password combination, especially on financial accounts. Because let's say you have the same name. Once someone knows your username, and then they now automatically they'll know your password, and now they have all the access to your money, and all that money is gone. So you have to avoid that. You have to be tricky when you're filling in all these documents. You could and don't choose a username that gives clues to your passwords, such as series of numbers or letters. Like some people just write, like let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but could someone could say, let's say they typed in 1, 2. It doesn't take much to know, like the next numbers would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because that's common. The first part of a two-part phrase, maybe such as knock knock or alive, like someone would know. Like if they see knock knock, they would know the rest. And then, or the short forms of your school. Let's say you go to Our Lady of Africa, SS Namiyango, and then you write Olan, or your university, and then you write Mast from Barara University. Someone will know because most of these hackers are very clever, and by the time they are on your online, they have like background data. So, okay, now that we have learned about what to do, let's try taking the poll again and see like if most of you will pass. I think it's coming on. Let's read for the results. Let's see the results. Well, okay, still, okay, the most majority changed their answer from, okay, now the majority has Cassandra followed by Campus, no, K.Sandra A, but I still see some people wrote Campus Sandra. 38% wrote Campi.Sandra. Like these are still big percentages. But if you chose A and C, like you're correct. As we said, you do not have to show any personal information. You have to avoid. You use all, like maybe, okay, it's not like you should write something else, but you have to try to interchange that someone may not like know. Like if your name is Campi Sandra, you don't put Campi Sandra, you like put K.Sandra something or K Sandra, something like that. it's important not to reveal any personal information. You have to disguise as much as possible because this is your data. They could get to you and they could do anything once they are into your account. So, what is your personal data? Your personal data describes any information about you. Like, let's say your name, your national ID number, your school ID number, your wallet account number, date and place of birth, your mother's maiden name, even pictures or messages that you exchange with family or friends. Some of us, like let's say your friend wants to see a picture of you you've taken long, and then you send them a picture. Cyber criminals can use this sensitive information to identify and impersonate you, infringing on your privacy and potentially causing serious damage to your reputation. This, as I say, these guys are like clever. Like some of them maybe have even learned about this. They can just use this information and impersonate you. Like do so many. There are so many things that they could do with this information, and it could really damage you seriously. So, and there are some other things that hackers can use to get their hands on you apart from like the data that we have seen. They could use medical records, education records, or even your financial records. Like every time you visit a doctor, let's say you're sick, they obviously collect some information regarding your physical and your mental health or well-being. And if we have noticed, they don't write it down in a book and keep the book. Like they fill it onto a computer, like your electronic health records. They fill it onto a computer, which means it's saved online, and maybe some other people have access to it now. And you need to be aware because these records are now going beyond the doctor's office. You don't know who they are going to. So you have to be on alert not to give out all your personal information. Like for example, like many fitness, let's say you're a person who likes running. And let's say you're a person who likes running and you want to participate in an event, but they do not know about your health records. You're going to go to a doctor and they're going to about your health rate, blood pressure, your blood sugar. Like they don't want you to go there and faint and then they have to pay all these medical bills. They are going to have to go there and the information about your health is transferred and stored and displayed. Like let's say they keep it on the cloud, they display it on the. So this information now with the doctors, it's now with them. Therefore, so you should consider this data to be part of your medical records. Well, Then, another part of medical records, some of us have watched movies where they want to find information about someone and then they hack into the, let's say, doctor's office and then they steal this information. So we need to be really guard ourselves when it comes to all these. There's so many possibilities that someone get all this information from you. And then the other one is education records. Like let's say you're at school, every morning when you go to school, they collect your attendance records, your disciplinary reports, your health and immunization records, and even sometimes they collect your birth certificate. They even have records about your academic qualifications. Like if you're going for a job, they will get your academic. Even like they collect so many things while you're at education records. Your education records participated in. So even these records, when we go to school, it's important that we are aware of this and we use like wisdom when filling in these things, and the schools we go to, like people you talk to, you have to be cautious. And then on financial records, your financial records may include information about your income and expenditure at a supermarket, a bank, school, or anywhere you transact. Like let's say you went to a bank, you're going to get money, you're going to use that bank every day. You're going to go to a supermarket, and these days they want to bring the cashless thing where you just put in your card. This is all information taken from you. All this data, if safeguarded properly, can compromise your privacy and enable cyber criminals. So, where, I just want you to think of this. Where is your data? Like maybe yesterday, you shared a couple of photos for Independence Day with a few of your colleagues. Like, is that okay? Or even, like, let's say your birthday and someone tells you, can you send me pictures? Or when it's your birthday and someone tells you to send pictures of yourself, they want to status or they want to put them anywhere. Or let's say on your birthday, you took pictures and someone told you, I want to status you, can you send me a picture of you doing something? You're going to take these pictures. First of all, they are on your device, and then you're going to send them. So now they are no longer they are not only on your cell phone, but now they are on another device. You never know, that person also has like another close friend that they shared them with, and then they kept on moving. You never know. And now, like, let's say some random person out there has your picture, and like you don't know them. Someone, let's say in China, has your picture. You don't know how they got it, but it was because of that one picture you sent to your friend. And now all your friends and family downloaded the photo and are now having copies of your photos on their phone. You never know who checks on your family photo, on your family's phones. Like, let's say your sister has a friend and shows them the picture, then they'll also take a screenshot and send to themselves like that. Then the photo just keeps on going on. And then, like, let's say now the person who sent the picture from your sister's phone is going to be so happy. They're going to say, I'm going to status you on WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, let's say in Telegram, Telegram. They are going to send these photos. These photos are no longer on your device. They have ended up on servers located in different parts of the world, and people whom you don't even know are now able to access your phones, because we all don't use the same type of phone. Now let's say use a Samsung phone, like it's everywhere, and the person you sent it to maybe uses an iPhone. You don't know the settings on other phones. Now everyone has access to your pictures. Then let's say, now consider how often you use your computing devices to access your personal data. Besides allowing you to access your information, computing devices can now also generate information about you. I don't know if most of you have ever seen this trend where they like write something and then they say, what does your keyboard say about you? And then you're supposed to let your keyboard finish. Sometimes it can be connected to the truth. Like, how do they know what you're going to say? Oh, when you're even typing and they can give you the next word you're going to type. Like, how do you know what you're going to type next? Isn't that suspicious? Like, how do they know? So with all this, okay, it may seem that the information available online is free, but is privacy the price we pay for the digital convenience? For example, social media companies generate most of their income by selling targeted advertising based on the customer data that has been mined. Like when you're using, let's say, Play Store or even YouTube, have you realized that they give you content according to what you have been watching previously? Like they'll give you like the games, like let's say you like racing games, they'll start giving you so many games like that. Or let's say you like cooking videos on YouTube and they'll bring so many. So you have to make up your mind. So with all this information about you online, like what do they want? We have seen so many things. Like why would someone go through all this trouble for nothing? They obviously want your money. Can you, okay, I know all of us have experienced this or had like of something that happened to someone. Can you think of like any example that you've experienced yourself or that you have heard or read about where cyber criminals have accessed or tried to access financial information online? You could share or raise up your hand or unmute. Does anyone like want to share? Okay, I think no. Does anyone want to share like an experience? Oh, there's a hand. Yes, Gloria Hapu.
Thank you for teaching us. Thank you for teaching us that I wanted to tell you.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, but I wanted like an experience that someone has gone through and then they tried. Yeah, I can share one. Okay, it's not like online information, but someone had like was, let's say, their parents were like working in a very high office at like school, and then there were these people who used to post everything, and then they came to school and then they kidnapped them, and then it took 2 days to find, okay, it took a day to find them, but and then when they found them, they were going to some remote area, and then the person was put in jail. But imagine they didn't find them, that person would be dead just because they went online and then said sharing information all over. And eventually they even had to change schools because now they knew everything. They even had to shift because they knew everything about them. They had to get new data from everything because now someone knew them. And they even tried to kidnap the sister of the person. They had to change everything about their lives just because they were careless about their data. There's someone who said they watched this movie. I don't know if you want to contribute, but maybe you could raise up your hand if you want to contribute. Raise a hand. There are 2 hands.
I've learned this before. But thank you for teaching us. I didn't understand the first time I learned it, but now I've understood it well. Thank you for teaching us.
You're welcome. Okay. So as we have.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, please. Hello?
Thank you so much. For me, what I want to say is that the hackers are among us. It's an issue of I think any one of us can be a hacker, but you need to be. While we are safe online, we should not choose to be hackers. We
Yes.
should play safe. I think it's all about morals. We should also know that among us, we should also talk. You should also talk to us about the morals, how to behave, and not just become hackers while we are fearing the hackers. Thank you.
I think that has been noted. We should also work on ourselves as people in the community, not to hack other people. And also, if you're not a hacker, you should be cautious. So from all this, we have learned that cyber criminals are certainly very imaginative when it comes to gaining access to your money. But that's not all they're after. They could also steal your identity and ruin your life. Because some people, maybe someone there doesn't even want your money. But let's say they just hate you for no good reason. And then they'll go online and start posting bad things about you. And yeah, and for you, you'll be wondering, why is everyone saying this about me? But it's because of one thing the person said. Of someone else that are posting, they have a fake account of you. So it's important that we are cautious. If you want to find out more about, you can find out more by signing up for our cybersecurity full course. To sign up, you can go visit our website. I think it's going to be sent to the chat room. And yeah, thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you, Gift. I'm sure that they'll send the link to your full course.